Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Heaven's Vault. The story so far. Earlier found the wreckage of a ship. We know this much. Rainbow was looking for the vault, an ancient observatory. Believed to hold the only hope of preventing a darkness from overtaking Nebula. Six has triangulated possible location for the vault. Triangulated being a very vague term because it's like a massive, massive area of space. We began with a telescope-like device recovered from a buried ship. Ellie has found something similar at an old recording station. Cool. Wait. Now I'm wondering what I sold to get my lizards that I immediately lost. Was it a telescope? If the telescopes are important, I should have been hanging onto all the telescopes. Whoops. I hope I didn't lose one. Ooh, scrolled symbols. Have I not done those? Someone wrote something on this pillar. I've never seen ancient symbols scrawled like this. Written in charcoal, I think. Okay. I know one of these words. It's and. Okay, we get numbers. Oh, we get numbers. Which makes sense when you consider you and your and... No, I know these ones. Don't... Oh, yes, okay, back. I know this. Okay, we're gonna get some sort of actual alien counting system. Does that help at all? It could mean frog. It means 10, 20, 100, or frog. I think it's frog. No, so you, your, and indeed my is like similar. Well, obviously not as relate, because my is like the U shape with a dot in it. Which means like 1, clearly. Unless this means 1 as well. Oh no, okay, alright. 1, 3, 5, 0, 10, 20, frog, 100. 40, them, 16, 20. Okay. I don't know enough about the number system at all to start figuring this out. What can I figure out from this? So the tick is you, yours. That's like... 1? That's a big number. Is this maybe 100? Or 20? Is this like 1 and that's like 2? So it could be the 20. 20 and 20. Not maybe. I don't feel like it would be 20 necessarily. Although it could be. I've got no real reason for that. Just the fact there are 2 different digits there makes me think it's more in the sort of vein of 16. Although what the hell Aaliyah would have to go on to like specifically call it 16, I don't know. Why is it not 15? Why is it not 12? There's no reason to particularly imagine their accounting system is any way, shape or form similar to ours. Why would it even necessarily be base 10? $20, 100. One, 3, 5, 0. I guess if a dot is 1, although that might be a 1, that's a 2, then a stripe up with a dot would be 3? Or is it 5 for reasons? I don't think it'd be 0. I think 0 is... No, 0 is not the... So, is there a symbol for 0? Is there a 0? Does this language have a 0? 5... 100... and 20? Or actually, if there's two of those, is that... Oh, one dot is 1. A slash is 2. A dot and a slash is 3. 2 slashes is 4. T. So actually, is this 20? Is this... If that's a 2... Would it be more like 3, 20, and 40? Weird counting system. We'll go with 100 because I ain't got anything better to go on, but... I don't think there's any way I can get this right on the first try, really. But I feel like I'm maybe in the right ballpark. 340? Fairly sure those are two numbers. Those two are numbers. What they're meant to signify, I have no idea. We have discovered enough to exactly locate one more new location. Shall I use the hopper? Don't hassle me. We need to go digging yet. You know I was about to go downstairs before I spotted that. Right. Let us clamber down. Wait here, 6. I'll be back. Mistress, please, do you really have to? Whee! Oof. Well, I ain't getting back up anytime soon. Nah, actually no, it's a slope. It's probably fine.
Empty, cold, stale air.
What is this place? What's down here worth taking?
A cavernous space all around me.
Aaliyah, what have you found? Space is huge. And so cold. Let's go right the way down to the core. What was that? I'm sure I heard something. Sure of it. I didn't. Maybe it was the stone I dropped in from above. Maybe it finally hit the bottom. That's the hole we saw above. For light? Or something to do with the hopper eye? I kicked a stone. That was the noise. Definitely not something moving around down there. I seem to be whispering. No, seriously, what was that? Definitely saw something moving. I do not have control over this. She's leaving of her own accord right now. Noise is gone now, I think. Ramps. No stairs. Easy now, I don't want to fall. No about that. I don't like it down here one little bit. Come join me, 6. How far down does it go? Was this a treasure vault? You could store vast amounts here. This isn't Renba's mysterious vault, surely. It was for storing water. It's large enough to hold a decent reservoir. Oh, this isn't a good idea. These walkways are steep and narrow, and who knows what's down here. Ah, it will not let you go down there. The moment you get to the bottom, she just turns back each time. Can I go down a different way? Gotta try one more time. There's nothing down here but darkness. So bring a robot torch. Took the long way back up as well. This place was built for robots. They were buried in here. A palace for robots? I wonder if there's a chamber like this under Iox somewhere. This ties in with my theory. But why build something like this? As a prison? As a hideout? And where did all the robots go? This chamber was sealed up. The underground room had no way in or out. The robots were kept down there. But then someone let them out. Light from the opening above. The only light down here. The freeze I saw showed people falling into a light. What happened here? The hot eye must have been the only way into the palace below. Whoever built this palace was burying robots alive. But not like they were buried on Iox, not simply bricked up in the walls. There can't be nothing down here. I refuse to accept it. I mean, maybe we are supposed to come back later, but... Oh, there's something here. A metal incense burner. Dating from at least the earliest days of the Empire? Someone was exploring down here. And I would say it was a miner's incense burner, judging by the sturdiness of it. The glass has been carved with characters in ancient script too. Ooh, I know some of those symbols. There's a few words in this one. Never. That's time. Don't think never. I think that was probably all one thing. For yes! I'm getting good, I think, at some of this. Time is right. I'm getting good at figuring out which words are compound words and which ones are like individual a bit more. I love give open for I love for last time? Never and this, or like, well, I don't know. That's actually no, that's more of a number, isn't it? That's a number character, isn't it? That's like 1. Never plus 1 is last. And I give for last time. I love for last time. I open for last time. I mean, given the context of the other words and the lightning bolts, hearts and live, love kind of probably fits for me. It's a weird one to have on an incense burner, though. But none of the others are more sensical, I suppose. This comes from the same source as the dented pick and the knife I found here earlier. People must have regularly visited both these two locations. Should help us locate the pre-Empire sites. Okay, well, that's something. And there's a thing in a corner. There's more graffiti here. More charcoal glyphs. This one's look more promising than the last, I think. Whoa! That's a sentence. Can Palace of Princes mercy, friendship. That's a person and a couple of fire symbols. Probably anger. So that's we plus some extra characters. I suggest makes our princes. I don't know why I'm translating this from back to front, but I don't know. These ones just kind of like grabbed me. So not towards is from. Palace of Princes from Aranga. Okay. So that's a 0, isn't it? That's nothing. That is 0. Nothing can... It's a place symbol plus live? A place plus live. I would also suggest that the characters fit find better. I mean, as a sentence, nothing can protect the Palace of Princes from our anger. By far makes the most sense. I just don't feel like those symbols necessarily... Oh! Nothing can defend... Is defend better? No, not really, actually. Are there any alternatives? Ooh, nothing can withering. This is the Withering Palace, right? Nothing can Withering Palace? People should not Withering Palace. No, can, right? Nothing should... I like the word withering there. Is a place plus life. It's kind of the opposite, I suppose, but... Nothing can change? Nah. If someone's come in here and scrawled graffiti in here, having, like, broken in, clearly they want to, like, wreck stuff. So, they're like, nothing can defend this place from us, haha! That makes sense, right? Because the characters just seem off for me, but I'll pop it in. Nothing can protect Palace of Princes from our anger. Palace of Princes? We've seen that before. It means Iox. 6. Whoever wrote this is talking about the fall. Puzzle Master, you haven't missed a tremendous amount. We have learned to count. That's actually pretty important. I totally haven't learned to count, but we got numbers. We got some inclination of numbers. I ain't quite figured out how to handle big numbers, but I've got some, like, indication of... Wait, give me inscriptions. We got some indication of, like the last 3 things have all had numbers involved in them. So, scrawled graffiti. Best guess. Like, I ain't got a lot to go on here. That's a 3 or a 5. Not sure which. Protect makes some sense. It's the verb version of home. To make something your home, you need to... I don't feel like I agree that the verb of home is protect, but there's obviously there's connections. Like, home is a place of protection, right? You generally your home is some place you call safe, right? But I wouldn't necessarily go quite so far as to say to home is, if, as it were, is protect. That's clearly a big number. I don't quite know how we conjugate it yet. I don't think 100 is necessarily right either, honestly. It's not frog. It's probably not frog. Basically, my thinking so far is like a loop denotes a number, with nothing in it is 0, with a dot in it is 1, with this tick in it is 2, a tick and a dot is 3, and 2 ticks is 40. And what have we got here again? I'm just wondering what the stripe is. I haven't quite got the stripe. My mind's going to Roman numerals now. I'm like, is it like 50, minus something? Is that how that works? Because, I mean, you've got 2. If that is a 2, something, something, 2. Which is, I don't know. I guess that would lean towards 20, but 3, 20, and 40 is a weird way to conjugate your numbers as well. So, look at 40 again. Okay, hang on. Your other options for 40 are... Oh, hang on. You got 20 or 16 are your other options there. I don't know what the I symbol. The I symbol is in up, isn't it? So it's either like a multiplier or presumably a multiplier of some sort, probably. Where it's clearly not just like times, because otherwise we're talking 4 times 2. Well, it's 8. Oh, wait. For raised to the power of 2? Oh no. Did the ancients know about powers? Oh no. So then this would be 2 and something, but then that would also be to the power of 2, and none of these numbers are square. So that doesn't actually help us. Actually, wait, no. Actually, no. It would have to be... I think that's a 5. 2 times 5 is 10. To the power of 2 is 100. We can conjugate numbers, but only if they're square numbers. Yeah, no, actually, yeah, I'm on board with that. There's the like turning the up symbol into the power of symbol kind of actually makes some sense to me now. We found an incense burner. We also got a couple new words in it for us. Last, we've got a time-based word. Last is the equivalent of never with 1. It's never plus 1. So we've got the number coming into it there, the glyph number. Like this has got 1 in it. So we've seen these glyphs before, we just haven't really like translated into numerics before. Oh, you said the dash is a 5 as well. Okay, cool. Well, if we're both on the same page, that's pretty cool. Like, if we're all thinking the same way, it's a good sign, I think. There was this really long one, which got some fun stuff in it. The only word I'm a bit iffy on is protect here. The sentence makes perfect sense. It's graffiti scrawled inside a temple that's been broken into. Nothing can protect Palace of Princes from our anger. Okay. Someone has broken into a place to graffiti that on a wall, right? That sort of makes sense. And protect. But given that it precedes palace, the alternative is grey, could also be translated as withering, and we're in the withering palace, right? But then the other words don't make a lot of sense around it in the context of that sentence, like, nothing can withering palace of princes. Nah, it doesn't work. Plus again, we've got in nothing, we've got that number again, that's your 0, we finally figured out a 0. The only word that makes sense here is protect. But I don't like those glyphs for protect. We've got the glyph for place, and we've got the glyph for life. Place of life. Protection? I'm not on board with that. Place of life is more like bloom, if anything. And if you had like an X or something to denote the inverse, then yes, withering might make sense. Place of the opposite of life. It's withering now. Find, I don't think works. These symbols all make sense. That is the opposite of towards. It is from. This is we plus possessive, I suppose. Our. This is a person plus fire. It's anger. All those ones make sense to me. Oh, hang on one sec. Look at princes again. I think we already had prince. Oh, princes isn't like defined, is it? We've done it before, but it could be streams, gods, or soldiers. Nothing can protect palace of. We've got people of time and people of power. Could be gods. Where else have we seen this word is actually something I'd quite like to know. I'm not sure where I've seen princes before. But thinking about like power and time. People with time become people who command. Yeah, maybe. It'd be nice if I could figure out the context from where I picked the. I want to know which sentence I used princes in before, because I have used it before, and I want to know whether the context is right for that if I were to change it to gods. Gods. I mean, given that this is also they're broken in here, and this is a palace of gods kind of thing. We had all the statues of the gods upstairs. Is it better to call this the Palace of Gods now? Is this it? Because after I put Palace of Princes in, she immediately translated as, this is talking about Iox. Iox is the Palace of Princes. This must be referring to that. But with, like, all the statues of gods literally right above our heads. Gods makes a lot of sense here, too. We'll leave it be. We can always come back to it. And hopefully it'll come up again in another context somewhere that makes more sense. What we've got here is... so, also, just to catch you up, this is the hole that we were staring down... No, I'm not coming back. Oh, apparently I am. That's the hole I was...
down there. I'm sure of it.
We've obtained one more ancient artifact here, the incense burner. It would seem the site was connected to somewhere else. Shall I try the hopper one more time, mistress? Soon, not yet. So down this hole... I'm going back down. I'm going back down. I don't think I'm done down here. So this is down here. There's loads of steps down, and... Just for one last attempt at clarity, she ain't going down here. There's definitely something moving around down here. She's getting less and less deep every time I go down, actually. The first time I went down, she went down fairly deep, but every time you go, she goes less and less and less, and she's just like, no, I'm not going down there. There's something down there. I can't see it. I can hear it. There's something moving. I'm not having it. You literally cannot take her down there. So, yeah. I think there might still be robots down there. I heard things moving around in the darkness, crawling up and down the ramps. If they have not climbed out, mistress, they cannot be robots. Mindless husks, perhaps, but a true robot would be compelled to explore. Huh? Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to go down. I meant to reply. Servos? We could tell Amadou about this place. If you wanted Amadou to disappear and never return... Can I come out now? I pressed 1 instead of Q to reply. That's how I wound up back in the hole. I found an incense burner down there. That artifact is most curious, mistress. From the mineral composition, I would suggest it was used in a forge or mine. It has travelled some distance to be here. Sculptor's Canyon. That's new. We look at this table. This looks like an altar to me. Is this a temple then? Did the Emperor secretly worship the ancient gods? It has inscriptions that I missed before. Cool. This is why we always hang around for 10 more minutes. Just because I will always find more inscriptions. This one is a phrase run together. Death. Yep. Cool. Is... Death is... Remember, I believe I remember the word death, mistress. Yep. Death is... strength? Life? Well, I mean, that is life. So it's not life. Got a path. So an entrance? Death is door. Death is strength? I don't feel like that's the... Death is strength. I mean, That fits with my theory from last time. Okay, you think soldiers was actually pilgrims. Okay, interesting. I'll have a poke at some point, yeah. Or remind me to have a poke at some point. I might well forget that. Death is... Okay, so theory that we ended on last time, just as a recap. I think that this is a location where they were using a intentionally fractured, was it like flawed, that would be the word, flawed hopper to separate people's minds from their bodies and place their souls, minds, whatever you want to call it, their essence. Essentially, they were basically digitally storing people. They were putting people's minds in robots. And it seemed as though it was people who were, like, infirm, elderly, whatever, for whatever reason they wanted them to live on because their bodies could not. So in that sense, their bodies were killed, but through the process of death, they were made stronger. Death is strength. Makes sense here. Although it could be death is life. Because it grants them life. Or the entrance to a new life. But I think death is strength makes more sense. But then you've got your starlight and path, which just doesn't really fit any of those. Death is a door to something else. It's a gateway to the next life. The next life which is in a robot's body. I'm going to go with strength for now. Death is might. Sounds rather sad. Damn it, I meant to press 1, not 2. Whoops. Did the hologram child die here after all? Someone came here with mining tools and smashed down the walls and freed the robots inside. But not all of them? Ooh, some carvings here as well. Not much visible, the dust has worn it all away. A few images, but it's hard to see what they are. Don't hassle me! I'm literally in the middle of translating something. Or can I not? These stone panels must have all been inscribed once, telling some kind of story. I guess there wasn't enough to even translate. This door seems stuck. If there's a door, there might be a way through it. Although I guess we already tried that one. So many books. Are we not going to translate any of these? Give me another book. Another few lines. I want all the words. Feed the words to me. Hook it to my veins. Love. The only thing that fits is of. Of love. Is it not right? Maybe there's more than one of. Okay, okay. Now my translation for love to my dictionary. Okay, the word of is twice there now. I thought that was part of this word, but fine. That is... something of... House? Book? Oh, book? Maybe book. I suppose it would make sense that sight and watching would be related to the word for reading. And then... so I suppose, is this the symbol, is the curly symbol, like, essentially sight? And then with the little taggy bits, it becomes sound? So this is essentially like sounds which are not heard. Stories is a sound which is not heard. Book of stories of love. Book of love stories. I think. Not confident about that one, but it's the best I've got. Was there anything exciting up here? Oh yeah, that was the mural. It's pretty incomplete, isn't it? And this is that gap that we ain't getting over. There is a whole extra room in there. I feel like there should be a way through to it somewhere. I don't know. Or perhaps you're having too much fun. I am totally having to... Ooh, there's a sketch of the altar device. Whatever it was for, it must have been important. Another book. See if I can get anything out of this one. Woof, that's a lot of time symbols. This one has several words. And... no. Don't think that's right. Forever. And... oh, that's forever. Is that just ever? Forever and ever? Last forever and ever. Makes sense. Palace. Palace. I'll leave that in there, yeah. Palace. Is Palace wrong? So it was Palace that was wrong. Yeah, there's too big a gap between those letters. I kind of was a bit iffy about that one. Arse. Now I've got to build it all again. Come on, forever. Give me forever. There we go. Will last forever. Okay, cool. That's everything we needed. I believe you can confident of your translation of last, mistress. Cool. Oh god, this is bigger than the palace. This is a palace, and this is all people, essentially. It's great. So this symbol is just the emperor. This symbol is the place of the emperor. And this is the place of the emperor, including all people? The empire? Forever and a day. Forever and a day. What? I don't know, is that right? Forever and... Well, it's not going to be flower, barrel, or gate, is it? Will last forever and barrel. I think it's going to be a day. Empire will last forever and day, may it work? Ooh, look out there. It's like some kind of nightmare. Right, well, I don't think there's anything else. Do you... Shame I can't just, like, ask him at any given moment to take me back. Oh, wait, no, we got another book. Hang on, wait, Robit. I got more. There's so many books here. There's a few words in this one. Ooh, there's a thing about metal. I know the thing about metal. Stories. I know the word for stories. It goes here. There's the symbols for separation. I think this is a book of tragedies. Stories. Is that right? B, maybe. Your. Translations of stories is off. Oh no, okay. Okay. But I'm certain my translation for your is right now. Is it? Okay. Hopefully I can make some better guesses for the rest of this. Right. There's no stories. Metal, fire, a forge. Sword, I think. It's metal. Metal plus fire plus separation. And be your sword, I think it's got to be right. Let, glow, fear. Presumably let's. That's a really long word for let. That's a really long word for any of those things. That's so many glyphs to make the word let. Let words be your sword. So words. Oh, so the other book would have been Book of Words of Love. Love poems, isn't it? It's love poems. It wasn't but love stories, it was love poems. It was love poetry. It's got to be let. I think it's ridiculous that there's... like 9 or 10, depending on how you want to construct it, glyphs in there that make up the word let. You got... I'm still actually not certain what this particularly denotes, but you've got kind of possessive, movement, people, not sure of that one, or that one, or that one, and starlight, and or just light, I suppose. Plus movement again. You got light in there, it could be glow. Glow words be your sword. I think it's got to be let, but like how you get to let, I don't know. Goblet has been an option for 80% of words. What? Has it? I actually feel like I've never seen the word goblet come up before at all. It's got to be let. I don't know what else it could be. I guess I'll change my mind, but let words be your sword. It's in a book. Shall I try the hopper one more time, mistress? Alright, fine. Have it your way. I don't know why you want to, like, hinder my work here so much. Yeah, let's. Sure. With newfound knowledge, the location of the observatory Rembo was looking for. Do we have that? Do we have, like, the location? I don't think we do. I ain't found another telescope yet. Quick, remind me, did I sell my telescope for the lizard? Or one of my many telescopes for a lizard? Because if so, that's a problem. I can't remember what I sold for the lizard. Was it a silver telescope? That place. The scale of it. The design of it. I wonder if there was a period before the Holy Ioxian Empire when robots were commonplace. When they ran things, even. It sounds pitiless. People at the mercy of the whims of an ethical core. Statistically, it is very sensible. A large number of robots could comfortably control, maintain, and organize society, leaving humans free of that burden. Although I admit there would likely be problems in individual cases. I love that he's got the crown just hung on the back of the chair there. Right. Let's have a quick look-see at the map. Okay, we've got that one drilled down pretty accurately now. We know where that is. We definitely have not found the last lost observatory yet. It is narrowed down to somewhere... It is narrowed down to somewhere in a region larger than all of known space. And actually has very little overlap with all of known space as well. Somewhere in an area bigger than space that has nothing to do with the area of space that we already know. Cool. So, not much digging to do then, huh? Jesus. I do want to go exploring somewhere if it'll actually let me. I don't know if it will. Although, I mean, heck, there's paths that lead southward here. Maybe worth just like having a crack at them. If I can get around that way. Can I get around that way? If I'm about to set off from here, then yes, I would have to loop around and come in that way. However, if I miss my first turning on the right, if I miss that, we're not coming back there anytime soon. Jesus, that's a bit out of the way. That's the junction you don't want to miss. Okay. Alright, let's take to the river. Have I even plotted a course? I haven't. I guess it'll want me to, though, won't it? I'm already the chocks, mistress. You look so sad about it. I will ready the chocks, mistress. Okay. We can go to 5 places, or we can go exploring. What was up in Renaki? I mean, I know what was there. Oh, Amadou might want to know about the servos. I could go there next. Oh, he might... Oh, that might actually be really useful. He might actually have some bloody useful information about the observatory. If I could go to him and be like, hey, buddy, I know where you can find some servos. He might actually be willing to dish on the observatory. Because, like, he wants my servo, and that's not okay. If he just wants, like, a servo, then okay, I think we can talk. Iox, I think we know what's at Iox. I think we know we're not going to Iox. Elbereth, Oroi might have some news for us. We now know there's something down here, which probably is pretty cool. Actually, if anything's going to be down here, I guess it'll just be that, right? We've got a pre-Empire site that's off from the Secret Garden, which is basically what I was trying to find before, actually, isn't it? I think. Is it? Oh, no, it was... Oh, it's, we're heading towards the unknown ancient site was where I was trying to fly last time, when I was trying to explore. But there's all this up here, so actually, I don't know, I want to go towards something that maybe the game doesn't necessarily want me to sail towards. So maybe if I head north into this area, that could be cool. To which end, if I plot a course for Renaki, it wants me to come around this way. Oh shoot, that does take me through some territory. They seem to know that there's a path there. It opens up a few routes. Go to the Age of Sail site. Okay, they want me to... So yeah, it does come down south through this lot. That seems like the long way around though. You can totally just go that way. It makes more sense. I think there's rapids there as well. Wait, so... Oh yeah, it wants me to take a hang a left. This is literally at the junction. Yep. Cool. The Robot Empire 6 is turning. If we assume for a moment that there was one, it didn't survive. An Empress took over. The Steel Empire ended and the Ioxian Empire began. Where are we at? Just keep going, I guess. First junction on the left that I can take on the left. As for the robots, they were buried under the plaza in the Withering Palace. Punishment for enslaving humanity. Few robots must have been kept around by the emperors. In places like the side of the Withering Palace where they couldn't do any harm. Until the Fallers came to the Withering Palace and turned the robots against Iox. Oh, I missed my turning! What? Where was it? Did you see a turning on the left there? Did anybody see a turning on the left? Never mind that Blates was supposed to take that, right? Yeah, that would come down here. I'm annoyed. I want to go around again, honestly. Sorry, I know it's a bit of a ways round, but if it's genuinely not there, I'm going to be annoyed. Interesting mistress. Could you sail forever, or would you run out of sky? I don't know who's saying that. As long as you're following the currents, you could sail forever. They all go around in a loop, just like life. It's big and fast moving. I feel like this should be carried around quickly like rapids. Was there genuinely not one? Did you not see one either?
No one knows how far the rivers go. No one's ever mapped them. Not even the robots. Or, if they did, they aren't telling.
Where is it? So it should be... So we go around a corner to the right, and it should be like basically just after the corner. This is our turning. What you claim to have encountered after the hopper malfunction, mistress? Occurs to me it might have been a recording. Do this nice and slow along the edges here. Recording of what? Of whom, mistress? Should be here, isn't it? Remember, it was a skilled roboticist. It's literally right here. Like here. You may have found a way to store a recording and force it into my core. Wouldn't mind, this isn't even that outlandish a path to take. Fine. It was a message, not a recording. You can pass a message through a recording. I spoke to it. Oh, that's true. You can have an interactive thing. That's... They did that in iRobot. Messages such as the professor sends you are not live connections. They are recorded personality states. Ooh. As am I, mistress. How did I miss the turning there? I totally didn't, because this is the one it wanted me to take. Oof, this one's, got some doing. Must be a arabesque foil nearby, cut to resonate on a hopper's frequency. In short, for whatever reason... Whee! Rainbow went to a lot of trouble to speak to you, mistress. This is more like it. I really wish you wouldn't mark rivers on the map that aren't there, though. Oh, you went and reviewed the video, did you? They explained the reason you never run into anybody else. Unknown artist to the left that might also reach our destination. Ooh! Hello! That's new. Off that way. Oh, yeah, let's go that way. Think. Where am I going? Yeah, fork at the left. Yeah. Let's go this way. They did briefly touch on the fact that you never bump into anyone else on the rivers at one point. Which is that the rivers always move at the same speed, and all the boats always move at the same speed along the river because they're driven by the rivers. So, and they all move, and they're all one way. So, like, you never pass anybody. You didn't think to take it to them. I don't know what that was. I'm busy explaining now, and Jesus, this goes fast. He was too concerned with his own finds. Someone in my house is drumming loudly. Oh my... where have we gone? Oh my god, that's taken us to the north, not to the south. Ooh, okay, alright. Oh, I see. They wanted me to go around, like, here. But actually, now I'm going this way. I thought this was going to come down here. Interesting, cute little shortcut. Goes a crazy-ass path, but cute. Also, saying "wee" apparently gets you filtered on the YouTubes. Just for reference. Alright, fine. Let's keep going. Into the waste. Path turns right shortly, mistress, as should we. If I went left, where would that take us? Probably to Reynarki, I guess. But... like, they wouldn't just have all this space for nothing. Yeah, we know. We're going left. We're going exploring to the left. if this is a route I can take, I'm going to go see where this just winds up. There's quite a banging going on somewhere in my house. I don't think it's the sort of thing you'd normally be able to hear, but like, obviously, when you've got headphones on, like everything resonates so much more, right? Okay, so to the left will bring us back. Oh, it goes around that way. But to the right here looks like it goes into an interesting collection of things. Basically, just go the opposite way to the way it wants me to go. Mayari's brooch. The stone inside it is stone inside is the same as Remba's crystal? Undoubtedly. Obviously, they come from the same source. The crystal moon. Where have I wound up? Oh, it's... Where have I... Oh! Oh, I've done this. Oh, I thought I was going into here. Okay. And also I can... That junction wasn't there, otherwise I think I would have taken that. Or wouldn't I? Or did I? I don't know. Shoot. Was there a junction? I don't think there was a junction. Half these junctions are missing. You said 4 was unlucky. How exactly? To the right. Oh, no, 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 to the left, to the... Oh, there was a thing! It was short and rather sharp. Alright, fine, we're going around to the right then. If recollecting the event causes you distress, I will forego knowing. Oh, I don't mind it. But you might. Right, where are we at? I was hoping I could come back around. Now that I know that there was a thing here, I want that. Oh. Can we come around this way? It looks like I can. Because this is like evidence of an entirely new site that like we haven't even had an inkling exists. So actually that's a really good one to find, I think. So mistress, what did happen to 4? 4 smashed into a lot of little pieces. That seems careless. That was 4 all over. Yeah, stay on the course. But then hang a right when it wants me to go left. Oh, 6 would love to hand over control to him, wouldn't he? 3 to 5 didn't take that long, really. Something of a blur. The route leads straight ahead here, mistress. Okay. So this is... So yeah, they want me to go that way. The route I wanted was the second one, right? Or is it this one? I need to just keep an eye out for that dot. Is that a dot? Is that a dot? That's not the dot. Oh, no. Oh, it is the dot. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yes, there's a shipwreck. Cool! Oh, the robe. I should probably look at the robe, yes. This should only take a few moments, mistress. I found a heavy book. It most likely came from somewhere nearby. The cover has been inscribed, mistress. Woo! Them some words. There's one end of a stained fragment of text. This book something something through. I can have over the translation for book to my dictionary now. It's a long one, I am sure it reads as through. This book came, motion plus place, came, I think. Came through goblets. See what you mean about the goblets all of a sudden. Why is goblets now a thing? I don't feel like I've come across goblets. Now that you've mentioned goblets, now I guess all we're going to get is goblets. This book came through goblets. One of these days we'll find goblets and it will be great. This book came, I think, is fine. Came through song? I don't really know how those symbols particularly relate to song. But I'm not sure they relate to the other ones either. Liberate. This book liberates? Release? This book released under license to Ladybird Publishing. Wait, what? I don't think this book released through. It's literally just like all they found is like the publishing note on the front page. First edition, first printed in AD 732. All rights reserved. Copyright Telemon. This book liberate through song. I mean, I take it you're just going for context on the liberates. Yeah, the came I derived from the glyph. I'm still not sure what the 6 is about particularly, but your S and place mountain thing, it's like motion. You've got the ideas of motion and a place there, so came makes sense to me in that regard. I don't think it necessarily means come as in like, oh, it was literally brought here from. It was like, this book was derived from, it came from song. This book came from song. I don't know. I don't think I'd be super happy with liberating there. Unless you can tell me what the 6 means. Or even the double commas. Double commas. If anybody's got that one, that's probably be useful to me as well. I'm gonna put came in there because I don't think liberate would sit well with me. This book came through songs. That'll do for now. So have we... has that helped us find anything? Oh, it actually hasn't. When it said, oh, there's another thing nearby, I hoped it might, like, put a couple more dots on the map somewhere. Hopefully hopefully we can find some more if I go right here instead of where they want me to go. If there is a right here... Is there a right? There was no right. There was no right turn. Comes from the same place as the Chronicles of Mazwai. Oh wait, it came from the same place as the Chronicles of Mazwai. Oh, as in it came from the Withering Palace. It was literally just the library in the Withering Palace. Also, my GPS doesn't have a clue where to take me now. My GPS is saying I need to fly backwards. I need to fly backwards, but also skip a bit of this and then fly forwards, and then somehow it'll connect over to this bit of the galaxy. I've got a GPS with only half a map. So the Mazwai we found down there. If it's not from Iox, where is it from? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, we found it in the library, but it wasn't from the Withering Palace, right? I believe the text is new, but the paper and binding is old, mistress. The pages have been scraped to provide a new surface upon which the Mazwai text has been written. Okay. If I go left... That junction wasn't there, was it? That's a fake junction. Oh, this map's hard to navigate when half the things don't. Double commas are a verb. Is it as simple as that? Came through... But then it's in the middle of some words about banished, arrive. Okay, yeah. Straightforward, I suppose. I never quite, like, I think if I'd taken, like, 2 minutes to look at it, I probably would have seen that. Let, like, as in allow, is to allow verb, yeah, sure, give. Be is a verb, though. To be or not to be? Well, it doesn't have one. Empire will, it's got that in there. It's a time verb. Will, to will. I mean, I guess you can have will as a verb. You can will something into existence, but, like, clearly not the context it's being used here. I mean, it broadly works, but I don't think it necessarily seems to universally work. Love. Oh yeah, to love. To speak. So... Does a swirl mean like a noun? And then one of those, the comma full stop kind of thing. An adjective? The fact that they appear sort of mid sort of conjugate glyphs. I don't know if that's the right word to describe them, but like songs, you got noun. So song is a noun, yeah, sure. But then is an noun adjective. Plus then you've got noun and verb in there as well. The inverted C is a noun. Which one's the Oh, are you calling this the inverted C? Is that the inverted C? Which, yeah, was what I suggested, that it was a noun then. But then it's not, like, used universally either. A palace is a noun. I mean, I guess it has a noun in there, but it's not there. It's not at the start of the word. Princes, it's a noun. It doesn't have, in fact, it doesn't even have that glyph in there at all. Silent, yeah, that's an adjective. That kind of works. Water, noun. There's more to it than that, and I don't quite get it. What's the little dashes? What's the is it just to link two things together? But then there are plenty of things that are linked that aren't necessarily connected by a dash. Right, robes. I keep being prodded to look at robes. Where were they? They were a while back. A long way back. Robes! Hello. All... Right. People connected to a so if we divide it up by the dashes, because I think that makes sense, we've got person, motion, place, person, verb, and then protection? The motion, place, person just as a set of words run together, like, neatly ties together to describe a pilgrim pretty well, I guess. Yeah. So people who are traveling, I guess that would be motion, place, person, traveling. People traveling to... Are you associating that symbol with gods? I'd sort of more associated it with protection, but I mean, often the gods and protection go hand in hand, so they appear in very similar places. So the goddess there was like, it is a person of protection. I suppose that is a very broad term. A person of divinity. Yeah, maybe. Sure. I'll allow it. Yeah, actually, yeah, I will go with pilgrims on that one. Yes. Soldiers, yeah, you would probably expect to see a glyph for command somewhere in there as well. You are correct. Ooh, hang on. There's symbols for metal in there that I want to look at. Robots, yes. Empress banished robots. Oh, we had robots ages ago. Cool. Wait. I don't think... Did I necessarily put robots in there the first time? What were my other options for robots? Buried. We kind of now know that... I put banished in there before, but... I think, given what we now know about robots... If we're saying that's ground, because I think we link that, it's a place of... mountain, earth, ground. So the 6 I'm not super clued on. But we've got a verb of something to do with a place. Is it like changing? Is it a symbol of change, perhaps? So... changing a place to not moving in the ground. Burying. Changing a place to not move in the ground. I think the Empress buried the robots, which we now know is the case because we found the places where the robots have been buried, and we know the robots are excavated, right? That symbol comes up in Holy as well, though. And Emperor? I guess the Emperor did think of himself as a god as well. Did we never... Yes, that's correct, isn't it? It's the Holy Emperor's brooch, right? Yes, that's just completely translated. Let's poke at the unsolved ones, rather than just all of them. That seems more sense. Withering Palace... Was that... What did that one say? Oh, this was our statues, yes. place of plants linked to the ground? Plant ground? And in fact, that pair of glyphs itself is just ground. Is the Y symbol like a creature, maybe? I'm not sure where that symbol's come up before, actually. What other connections do we have? It doesn't want to say. Cool, 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 cool. Anyway, I was sailing somewhere, wasn't I? Where was I sailing? Okay, I've gone the wrong way. That was actually accidental. I floundered. Oh, I don't think I actually did want to go this way, did I? Because this isn't... I can't get to here. Damn it. Yeah, I will undo that one, actually. The same side as a few other artifacts we found. Somewhere ancient. Stop blathering and tell me where it is. We've got clues. There must be something nearby. There's a new river to the left, which I believe will also reach our target. Oh, it has a thing on it as well. Yep. Go for the thing, go for the thing, go for the thing, go for the thing. We'll never find anything if we stay on rivers we know. Get the thing. Cool. The structure has long since fallen apart, mistress. The rivers have washed this place clean. Plotted course to... Yeah, I know I plotted course to that. Why are you showing me that now? Because we found two things. We know there's a thing somewhere in this entire quadrant of the universe. Okay, we need more of these. Yes, you think creature animal too? That's cool. That is literally what I just suggested. So, I like it when my ideas coincide with other people's. It seems like we're both on the same tangent. Cool.
For the longest time, Mayari didn't know about the Nightingale. I would hitch lifts with robot couriers to Elbereth, then slip away to play aboard the ship. Until one day, when Oroi reckoned she could figure out how to...
Yeah, I want to be in the middle of this tangled knot of things, because this is what I was trying to get to before.
And of course, I didn't know how to stop. I pretty much crashed into the dock on Iox.
Hello, we got slow clouds. This means there's something in here. There's a region of minor flow, mistress, which always means there's stuff. Oh, it didn't last very long. Damn it. Can I get round that way again? Yes, to the right. Yeah, cool. And a thing! A shipwreck! We've actually managed to find a thing that we didn't know anything about before. And a telescope! Cool, we like telescopes. It's incredible and ancient. Doesn't have an inscription on the casing. Stop showing me the age of sail sites. Okay, it hasn't actually narrowed this one down any further. This comes from the same place as the book and the sextant. They should help us work out where to look for the sites. You got any more? Has it made it smaller? I don't think it has. I think this was the river that didn't exist. Does it now exist? No, it still doesn't exist. Ugh. Arse. How do I get back into this cluster of things? This is where it, like this was the slow flow. This is where all the good stuff was. It's basically like here, isn't it? I guess if I go around, I'd have to go around this way. Was there a junction there? I hope there was a junction there. I don't know if I, like, took the wrong junction because I was going for the ruin or something. If I hang a left, we can take the shortcut, though. There's a wiggly little shortcut thing going on. And it was just like the one I found in the Hermitage on the moon near Myrcy. But the crater site was old. Much older than the Empire. Can't see where I'm going. Assuming all those tripods were set up at the same time. Yeah, I'll follow the road for a little while. And then it's the second turning on the left. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Perhaps there was a telescope device in the stand on the roof in the roof of the ruin near Myrcy. Perhaps Janiki took it. That might imply a telescope contains extractable data. Let me guess. Oroi? You're a robot. Can't you do these things? Not yet. What a ways to go yet. Six. Remember the empty tripod I found on the last Emperor's hideout in the Cyclones? No, I don't. There was a tripod there? Wait, can I go that way? I don't want to go that way, but yeah, I can. I wonder if it once had a telescope like the one Sire said Remba dug up. I wonder if Janiki was collecting the telescopes. Observatories, telescopes, there must be a connection. I'd already deduced this, if I'm honest. To the left! The device we found was a recording device, Mistress, for sampling the river flow. Yep, I missed my turning. It's good. It's all good. These scopes were perhaps in communication with each other. That enabled Remba to communicate. Blah, blah, blah. Perhaps the connection to the observatory might be similarly traceable. We're having a good conversation here, to say I'm just like driving around in circles. If I go to the right, who knows, we might find something up here, but I think where I need to be is in here for sure. Plus, if I can get in there and there's nothing in there, I can probably get out like that way and then go back that way. But I want the... that's the first right, can't turn off there, second right, essentially. Okay, so this is our first right. We don't go that way. This is familiar, this is the region of minor flow that we're so happy about. But immediately in here there should be... does it go through the rock somewhere? Calculate they will lead to our destination. This is like joining in. There appears to be a trail in the water. This is where we join on, and then like immediately after that it should fork to the left, to the right even. I'm not actually sure it does. No, no talk. No talk, just turn. What am I looking at? It just yanked the camera off me. Just turn us left up ahead, mistress. No! Turn right here. Like, I'm on the junction. It doesn't exist, does it? Oh! So annoying. In this case, yes, left, and then we'll go back around again. Because if I go right, that's the long way. shouldn't mark the maps on the rivers on the map until they're actually usable. If they don't exist in the world, it's just leading you on a wild goose chase. I don't mind the game, like, world evolving around you, but how is it possible you remember the Withering Palace? I like evidence, mistress. But don't, like, lead me into thinking that there are things that there aren't. I think I must I must consider the matter more. Ooh! Wait. Have you narrowed it down? It said new site indicated. Don't let it distract you. I don't want to fall down a well shaft because you're feeling too emotional to pay attention. I'm not emotional, mistress. There's things popping up and events going on, and all this conversation is doing stuff, but like, I'm trying to navigate at the same time. It's quite a multitasking exercise. You seem emotional enough to me. Oh no, we're gone the wrong way again. You worry like a child. Go around to the right, see if there's anything around here, I think. That is an interesting thought. When children sit, mistress, do their feet not touch the ground? What are you driveling about? I'm sure Mayari gives me the broken ones on purpose. I'm taking you to the scrappers as soon as I can. I remember sitting on a chair, my feet not touching the ground. Oh, he's having memories again. Okay, so there's nothing around this way. So it's purely decorative. Stop telling me about the Age of Sail site. I'm trying to find exciting new sites. You won't let me have it. For a game that's about exploration, this is disappointingly limiting right now. I pretty much know exactly where the site is, and it will not let me go that way. No! Oh, you didn't want to go right before? Well, screw it, we're going left this time. Anyone would think I was going the wrong way just to wind up the robot. Then which way? Inclined to say left. The robots I met on the hideout, Moon 6. It said something strange. Yes, mistress? It said a great darkness was coming. Ooh, yes, let's hang a left. What did it mean? What did it mean? It sounded like a threat. Wish you wouldn't keep zooming in on that. I don't know if I'm triggering some sort of prompt somewhere that's like, hey, do you want to have a look at this thing that we've shown you? Sooner or later, I'm actually just going to have to go to that bloody Age of Sail site. I know I will, but... Must remember, did not lose his life out here without some cause. Then... yeah, let's keep going out into the Big Black. Well, it's not very black, but you know. This is way out of the map. There's got to be something exciting out here. There's a rock. That's exciting. So, were you off while you were buried? It's not an exciting rock. Asleep? Is that why you can't remember it? I do not know, mistress. I cannot remember. Maybe the roboticists wiped your memory after they dug you up. If I'd been buried alive for 100 years, I'd be mad. But do you still remember a few things from before? You think they're real memories? Ooh, there's all this I could have gotten into. Dang. And also, somewhere, there's this. Although I wonder if that comes out around here. I was afraid my core was irrevocably damaged. I wonder what else you used to know. If I go left, I could go around again. Or 6 can carry on for now. I'm tired of trying to find a thing that doesn't want to be found. It really doesn't. I'm going to rest. Also, literally just crossed my mind sort of a weird sort of plot hole-ish thing. You were saying about why do we never pass any of the ships, and very early on they were like, everyone always flows at the same speed of the river, so you never catch up with anyone and never get overtaken by anyone, because we're all moving at the same speed, right? You only ever move with the river. But they also said at one point that different bits of the river move at different speeds, and you can kind of see that it flows a bit faster in the middle than it does at the sides, I think. If I go to the side of the river, we will slow down quite a bit compared to if I go in the middle. Plus also I've got the boosty thing that literally lets me sail faster. We can like tuck our wings in essentially and go faster. So ships do move at different speeds. So like there's no reason we can't catch up with another ship or be caught up with by another one. I mean, we are still all moving in the same direction, but you know. I'd guess it dates from the Age of Sail, mistress. Wait, mistress. I found a shard from a copper sword with an ornamental blade. I wonder how long it's been out there. And here's an etched phrase on the crosspiece. It's the end of a longer line of text. Something to do with metal. That's sword, isn't it? That's literally just the word for sword. That's the word for this. Oh my god, I'm recognizing words before, like, either things even come up. This sword cannot be broken? Lifted? Lowered? Can't be lowered. Oh yeah, it's not raised. So that's like the eye is like up, lifted, isn't it? Raised. So that, yeah, the X eye is the opposite is fall. Cannot be lowered. Cannot be fell. Wait, no, fell is not a thing, is it? I saw that and I was like, oh, it could be fell. It cannot be felled? I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense. Like, felled as in killed, but then killed is there. It can be trapped. No, because you've got the not raised symbol in there, which suggests lowered. If it's not raised, it is lowered, right? You've got motion. It's a verb. A verb. What did I say the symbol might involve? Change was what I was thinking. You got a verb involving changing something with a motion of not raising it. I think that's lowered. What use do you want with a sword that you always have to hold over your head? I don't know. I've got this sword. What can you do with it? I can wave it in the sky a lot. It's made of helium. What are you doing with a helium sword? I don't know. How does that make sense? Is it cursed? You cannot drop the sword? You're bound to the sword forever? Cannot be... I mean, I'm wondering if, like, trapped? The sword cannot be trapped? No, because you kind of got the low... You got the... You got most of the symbol for falling in there. You got, like, falling plus change is lowering. I guess it's like falling, but, like, the change symbol almost denotes kind of an intent. So, yeah, like, deliberately reduced in height. Oh, damn, we learn in this language. Yeah, cool. Continue. Sword cannot be lowered. I think that's right. Does that... Oh, that was... Oh! That actually more connects to this site than anything. Huh. I was thinking we would be, like, down here. No, if anything, it is this ancient site. Huh. Nice. Okay. I'd say this was made on the site we're looking for. It must be nearby. Should make the site we're after easy to find. Is it the site we're looking for? It was half a galaxy away. What do robots know, Six? When they're activated, I mean. Most things, mistress. They are unlike human children. Another thing! They talk and move fluidly. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, we need this thing. I hate when they're in the middle of a conversation and it just kind of interrupts you trying to, like, salvage things. It should only take a few moments, mistress. I recovered a silver sextant. Okay, we got loads of stuff that I can trade for lizards now. We need to try trade for lizards. I need to find me a new lizard vendor. I wonder if there's one on Elbereth. When? Oh, this is all... Oh, wait, no, that's not when, because that's all one conjugate thing. So, when, place, stars, rays. When, place, stars, rays. I'm trying to think of any word that fits that particular description. But the place is a verb, and the stars rays is a noun. When... I don't know. I'm sure we'll get some good options in a moment. Right now, God is going to lift... me. No, you. Oh, sky. That's sky. Except sky as a verb. To sky. Are we putting when in there? That's not going to fit. One of those is wrong. Cross one out for me, please. Mistress, that translation is clearly incorrect. Which one's wrong? When is wrong. Cool. God, I think is fine. You, I think is fine. Have we not got lift or raise or something? That's clearly what that is. I feel like that's all part of one word. It looks... Okay. Oh, it is separate. Okay, fine. I believe you're correct with Sky, Mistress. This whole thing just looked like all one word. Because you got the dash. I guess you got the dash and then the... So it's... Oh, so this is not when. This is... It's either where or may. If it had been the question plus the place, actually I suspect question mark plus place is literally where, actually. Question mark plus that is just as a glyph combined, as a combined pair of glyphs is going to be where. Question time, question place. So by that, nice. Lift. Good. I'm glad I knew that word before it even gave me the thing. That means I know things. May the sky god lift you? Yeah, may works. I'm just trying to figure out how that makes sense as, like, when, but as a verb. May the sky god lift you? Is that right? A blessing for safe passage, perhaps. I'd say this was made on the same place we're searching for. We must be nearly there. We're still a long way away, aren't we? Yes, we are. If this is where we're searching for, all of these ruins are nowhere near. Yo, you take the tiller. Actually, he's going to let go in like about 10 seconds because there's a lot of uncharted skies. Thank you, Mistress. Yeah, we didn't get very far. God damn it. Damn it, 6. And I tried to get into these skies down here before, didn't I? And it didn't actually want to let me go in that way, did it? That junction didn't exist. I don't think. So we're almost back to where we started about an hour ago, probably. I haven't looked, but I think I've been playing around with these rivers for far too bloody long at this stage. Hope everybody likes rivers. Steer right, next, Mistress. But where does left go? Oh, left goes to Iox. Let's not go to left. Sure. Yeah, you know what? You keep going for a bit. I don't think he's going to go for very long, but I'm going to catch literally 40 winks. Thank you, Mistress. Yep, we sailed from that junction to here. Cool. Glad we skipped that out. Want me to go? Wait, doesn't left not go? Oh, left goes down to the secret garden. Okay. Through a weird bit of things. Have I been that way before? That looks like there would be hidden things in the middle of it somewhere. Look at all these branches. There's definitely a thing in there. For sure. But if I go that way, I have... Oh my god, Steel Empire site? Wait, what? How long has that been there? Have all these sites that I've been finding been unlocking information on that one? What? That's new. That is very new. I haven't found anything from the story that's like directed me to that, right? This is just purely through things that I've been finding, right? I'm not going crazy. Because if it is, then that means I should be able to actually genuinely navigate to it, and that is a new one, which is actually what I've been trying to achieve for the last, as I say, probably like an hour. Age of Sail has been, we've sort of been guided that way through the story and like linking one element to the next, to the next, to the next, and eventually we've got this Age of Sail site. The Steel Empire is purely been unlocked through exploration. Oh, the space dialogue. Oh, okay. So just us gabbing away, talking about the robotic era and stuff. Do we want to go and find a bit about the robot empire? God, I don't know how you get there navigation-wise. Because this feeds into a river that only flows north. You would have to go potentially down through the garden to there. Nope. That way? That way, maybe. Yeah. Take me there. Cool. That's new and exciting enough that I want to go this way now. How are these little wiggly rivers up ahead?
Once, sailing through Eagle's Pass, I thought I saw a gigantic ship, as large as a moon, moving down the river like a shadow. Of course, I was ahead of it, and by the time I looped around, it was gone.
I thought this wiggly bit would be interesting, and it is, but there's no ruins in it. No mistress. I don't know what this was about. At least I do not. Who built what now? Either of the roads connected continues to our destination. To the right. Ooh, there's a rock over there that looked interesting. Woo! That's such a random bit of what? Where are we going? Oh my god. It's like a double hairpin. And it just brings us straight back onto where we're going anyway. It's a double hairpin for double hairpin's sake. It doesn't have any connection to anything interesting whatsoever. It just exists for its own purpose. And that's kind of wonderful. Let's go that way. Don't know why. The robots know. What do they know? Mistress? Something someone said to me. Perhaps they were thinking of the ethical core? Alright, I think we've had my fun. Take the tiller. Skip me out a bit. Actually, this suddenly looks like a really interesting bit. Dang it. Yep, skip the interesting bits. Okay, so neither of these makes much difference. Let's go over. Let's take the high road. I'll take the high road and you take the low road. Go through a rock, because my ship's good like that. Robots know ethics, speech, but nothing that only they know. Perhaps robots once knew more than they know now. We'll find out at the Age of Steel site. There's a thing. Ruins! I would guess it dates from the Steel Empire, Mistress. Yes, that's helpful. How did they come up with a giant river space? I don't know. Maker didn't include an inscription on the head. I think it comes from the site we're after. We're on the right track. Should make the site easier to find. Have we got anything to... No, nothing to sort of investigate yet. So, right... here, yeah. Mistress, there's another airless ruin some distance away on the left. Is there? Where? Oh. On a river I can't get to. I have no idea how I would get to that. Plus 2 more out there in the unknown ancient site. I don't think I can get to that one at all. Not from here. If there's anything here at all. That was fun. And now we're in a go slow bit. Where have we ended up? In the Sculptor's Canyon. It would seem we have not been down either of these paths before, Mistress. In fact, there's got a big channel-y bit. Tells me that's definitely it. How do I get into that river? Oh, I guess we can go around that way, right? Yeah, okay. I do not know, Mistress. I do, I got a map. Listen to me. Now, why wouldn't it let me explore the last one like this? You're on the right course? Yeah, and then hang a right. Turn left here? What? No, don't be daft. We know where the site is. The map basically leads to, like, essentially a dead end. That's pretty much where we're going. It'll spawn me a little further out when we finish at the site. And as far as I suppose the lore and mythos of this world go, it's something I have touched on before. It feels very Asimovian to me. It feels like you've got the robots, you've got the Empire. Yeah, it feels very Isaac Asimov. You've got civilizations rising and falling and one leading into another. It feels like the whole Foundation universe, as it were. And everything that went before it, whatever you want to call it.
Sometimes when you find a place, you find it overflowing with humanity, with life, with joy, with family, with struggle. Flames that burn so brightly, they can still be seen as dancing shadows. Hundreds, thousands of years later. And then other places are not like that.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking this did not match that description. This is for robots to live. This moon is barely habitable, Mistress. It seemed unlikely it was ever occupied. But by robots? But we know there was something here. There's a minecart. There has to be something. Not a village, not a town. An overturned cart. A heavy-duty one, too. With an inscription! Just above the dust. it's actually upside down. These symbols look new to me. Mistress, the cart is upside down. Right, of course. Amazing. She is not smart. Makes the clumsy mistakes that the rest of us humans tend to, so that's charming in its own right. This adds a bit of humanity to a character I quite like, actually. One of these words isn't right. Oh, or is it? That word is do, isn't it? It's a verb. It's literally just the symbol for verb. You know what, if you hadn't explained the verb thing earlier, I think this is the point at which that would have actually just clicked, because it is what we do is forever. Every word that has that, I would now be like, oh, it's a doing word. Oh, it's a verb, right? What we do is forever. If you hadn't made that connection by that point, that's kind of, I suppose, the moment where you can make that connection quite easily. It's a very, very well-made game. In every way, shape, and form possible. This is broken off. Woo! Right. So that's sounds plus verbs, so speaking or sound is either sounds or noise. Noise of, no wait, that's not wind. No, because it's got a dash. Is that right? I don't think that's right. I think the dash connects it to that word, so it's potentially just one mahusive word there that I'm not sure is... Can I not remove it? Oh, you can right-click to remove it. Cool. Oh, we got... Have we... Oh, I thought we had more off there. Oh, it's your... Is that comma part of that word? Yeah, I guess it probably is. Your... That's a whole new glyph. That's got, like, the... What I was suggesting was change plus some more stuff going on. What on earth is that about? I'm not, like... That's wind... And home. I'm just trying not to trip into the... I'm trying not to fall straight into the trap of like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Try again. I'm gonna get it sooner or later, so I can see. What else have I actually even missed in here? No. There are no more commas I can put in, or apostrophes rather. I'll put that in there. Put that in there just to make it go, no, that's not right. I done something wrong. Yes. I know. Home. For. Wind. You. Isn't the symbol similar to the 6 symbol, but has 2 extra dashes? The 6 symbol? Oh, the 6 symbol, but yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, it's similar but different. What have I missed? Someone beat me around the head with this one. What have we actually got here that fits in here that I haven't actually spotted? Home doesn't fit. 4 doesn't go anywhere. You is already in there. Wind is already in there. It's not anywhere else. Your doesn't go. Does we've like crossed out. Unless this is wrong and that's right. No. Unless it's of and... Oh, it's you. Oh, I put you in when it's your, didn't I? Oh, dummy. Yes, your instead of you. Right. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Oh, the wind was wrong. Interesting. Your... home... for... Okay. Thank God we got there. Jeez. Right. So that's, that was a sound, wasn't it? Yeah, because you got speak up there. You got a sound. And then you got a different sort of... I'm not quite sure what the colons are to differentiate them from like dashes insofar as like connecting constructs. Presume find. You got essentially got listening and a path, right? Listening to a path, finding. Find your goblet. God damn it, that is everywhere, isn't it? Find your goblet for home. To be fair, find your goblet for home makes about as much sense as the rest of them. What does this connect to? So that's your wind symbol that we ruled out. Oh, the 6 with the dashes apparently has come up before its return. Not dissimilar. It is a noun, though, not a verb. What would the dashy 6 be? I don't actually know at this stage. What were my other options? Oh, point. Oh, yeah. Point your prow. Because it is on a prow, right? I mean, literally what we're, like, looking at. The other alternative, we're talking boat bits here, so it's either prow or sailcloth. Point your prow home. Makes kind of sense. But also, sailcloth maybe? You got place, a symbol I'm not really familiar with, particularly. Movement as a noun, plus wind. Movements of winds also suggest sailcloth, though. Also, I mean, sailcloth is an interestingly complicated sort of structure to analyze and break down into sort of its components that I feel like Might use so as prow, I suppose, that it would almost need like a bunch of glyphs to explain kind of what that word is. Point your sailcloth for home. I mean, construe has a very similar meaning to prow anyway. Frankly, I'm not rightly sure either of those words are going to come up frequently in conversation. You know, the Dashi 6 is related to sailing. Return, I mean, yes, but I mean, it could apply to any method of travel, not just sailing. I think we'll leave it as sailcloth for now. The fact that you've got the symbols for wind in there makes me think sailcloth makes more sense than prow. This comes from the same player site as the necklace. This should help us locate a thing. To be fair, so many of these are just like ancient site, age of sail site, age of sail site. When it says, this helps us locate ancient site, it's like, well, which one? I mean, given that you can technically, theoretically find a lot of this in any order you like, there's the very real potential that many of these are actually referring to sites I already know about, and the game's just sort of still filling it in with the sort of that placeholder text that, we can help find our site better like this. Where it's like, no, actually it's already a thing I already found. So, I might not be gaining anything from this, other than lizard trading value. Metal rail, a track. Leading to an opening. Leading down. If there's something here, it's down there. And of course, you intend to go in. Were they quarrying? Mining? Did that one have anything on it? You reckon Dashi 6 is like traveling? Could be. Try not to trip over your feet.
The wind died as we entered the tunnel.
It opens up ahead. Yes, mistress.
The air was ice cold and smelled of rust.
The lanterns are still lit, though. For some reason, all the electric works everywhere. Or the gas never burns out.
Space. Through all the murky dark, I could make out shapes, clinging like spiders to the rock.
Hooray, space spiders. I bet there's some space spiders down here. I do not like it here, mistress. Mistress, the chasm in the rock appears extremely deep. Proceed with caution. What do you think, Six? I could just climb in and out the other side. Please do not do that, mistress. The card is balanced by chance. It is not stable. As I look at that thing, would you get in that? Oh my god, no you wouldn't. Like, I don't care how Indiana Jones you're going about your exploration. Jesus. No. Crates. If we could open these, it might tell us what this place was for. But they're nailed shut. You've got a poker. Use the poker. I haven't seen construction like this before. Maybe in the cratered moon with the ramps? The site is older than the Empire, mistress. Older than Iox, at least. How can you tell? Materials and joinery appear complex. Metal interlaced with stone and clay. Significant engineering skills must have been lost. There's writing on the wall. We knew knowledge had been lost. I mean, look at you. But I do wonder where it all went. Okay, what the heck does this say? This is cool. I like the big writing on the wall when you get that. Like we had in the crater. You turn around and you're like, oh yeah, someone who's written that across the mountainside. Nebula. Oh, it's water as a verb, not as a noun. So it would be drink or weep. Drink or weep. Stays, closes. Noun of life, liquid, blood. The nebula drinks the blood that you provide. Sure. Nebula drinks blood you provide. What was this place? A mine for some kind of core resource? Nebula feeds on your souls. It's kind of the vibe. Almost closed, but stuck on something. Let's just stick our hands into this ancient mechanism. What could possibly go wrong? Broken glass in here. Cool, cool, cool. Lovely. I'll just haul that out. No big deal. Early stages of nebula. Heavily stained. Must have belonged to a heavy drinker. There's something etched in here around the rim. This is the start of a fragment of text. Cups? Or... yes. Huh. Acts, acts. Is that not just the word I had for do? That's kind of like a different context here. Now doing just becomes acting. Cups. Still not goblets, mind you. Where's goblets? It should be goblets, not cups. Cups. Bloods. One of these is wrong because otherwise... unless cups bloods together becomes goblets. Which it might. We've got is. Come on. Leave those out for now. That might actually all be one word. What is it? What is a cup of blood defined as? Is a question I didn't expect to be asking myself this morning when I got up. Verb to light move. To illuminate. Goblets is illumination of song. Yeah, it is a word. Okay, cool. So, it is basically blood drink. Wine. Wine is blood drink. Wine is... those don't make sense now. Wine is loop song? There's no other options for those, is there? Wine is open song? Wouldn't be open, I don't think. I don't think the glyphs make sense for that. It's a verb. It involves light and motion. I don't feel like any of those words fit that particular description. A verb of light and motion. Loop, stuck, wed, open. wed song? Celebrating a wedding? Open. Wine is open song? Please explain that. I don't necessarily think the wedding necessarily makes a lot of sense either, but the idea of light, like the nebula, motion, looping, loop kind of makes sense. I don't know. I don't think it is wedding. I'm just taking the context from the item when I go for wedding. I don't know. Like, then again, it's a jar, not like it's not like, I don't know, a champagne bottle or something. But then again, maybe they serve their fancy fine wines in jars in the nebula. Maybe that's a thing. Operation, army, or food. Operation is open song, loop song, stuck song, wed song. Army is none of those things. Food is I mean, honestly, I like the connection of blood and drink to make wine. That makes sense, right? Open to let in light? I mean... I'm not happy with the reasoning, but it is by far the most logical we've got. Is song... Oh, good question. Yes. Goblet. It could be goblet. It could be goblets. Where do we... Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I'd kind of got into my head that song was, like, locked in. Of course, not necessarily. It could be... Wine is... Open gate. Open goblet. Wine is wed beautiful. I'm not sure how that makes sense as like gate. I mean, you've got sort of noun, adjective, question mark, possessive, multiple. Nothing really particularly definitive about any of that structure. Noun, verb, light, motion. So you've got that light motion thing going on. You've got that same sort of verb, light, motion thing going on there. So that whatever these two words are, they have elements in common. I guess if anything in there was going to have what elements common, it would be open gate, right? Because a gate opens. What else does it do? Yes, there's a very good point. Of course, a song would have the symbol for a sound in there. Yes. If this is the symbol for open, if I go with you on that one, for the sort of the allowing in light, then yeah, gate would presumably have the symbols for open in it. Then I don't think it's necessarily wine. Operation could be work. Work is open gates. Their job is to open the door. Their job is a doorman. Why is it on a... Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be like... It doesn't have to be like a part of me's got it in my head. It's like, you know, some really tacky like glass that's like, I love wine on it or something kind of thing is essentially the modern equivalent, I guess. But think about it, it's actually probably more like more a descriptor of the person than their attitude, like a world's best dad mug kind of thing, but more relating to the job than the like father figure. Drunk people start singing. I think work is open gates. This is literally like, this is their drinking vessel. They sat there and they operated the gates all day long, and they drank from this glass jar that said, I'm the doorman on it, is basically what it is. They're well, I don't know if the drink necessarily makes sense, but blood's the life, their life's work, operation work. Blood drink, I don't know. With that whole thing, I was more getting into the context of like the item and where it is, and just the context of the item more than the glyphs. It doesn't. There's nothing that ties into both. I can make the glyphs match, or I can make the context match, but not both. This is the eternal problem with this game. It's like I can kind of half get one thing or the other, but I can never get both. Not often, anyway. That's not true, actually. I get quite a lot of stuff fits pretty well. Operation is open gate. Could it be army in any sense? Does that make more sense? Does it work? I don't know if it does. I'm gonna go with that. This comes from the same source as the prow piece we found here before, I think. It should help us work out where to look for the unknown, extremely ancient site. Ooh. I'm sorry, extra. Have we got something somewhere that's defined as extremely ancient site? No, maybe not. Also, what the heck had the what had song in it before that now doesn't? It's okay, it's that. Can I find it again? You should just have like above it what you translated it as. That would be useful. Was it the book? I think it is the book, isn't it? This book came through gates. Okay. The context still fits. It hasn't completely broken that sentence. Interesting, okay. That was presumably... Oh, this is ancient site. Oh, shoot. Ancient site. This was... Also, it wasn't the Withering Palace. Where did I find a book? Was that... Oh, the book was just in the middle of nowhere, wasn't it? Okay, fine. It's hard to imagine how this was built. This place must have been quite an operation in its time. The walkways appear still stable, mistress. There must have been a way across once. There are buildings over there. Storerooms? Barracks? Oh, there was a comment about the mechanical door. Control room. Control panels. Positioned with a view out over the walkways. We've seen this design before. These are for robots. Are there any inscriptions? None. I would have expected something. No doubt whoever used the panel knew what it was, mistress. Suppose a robot could push a cart along a rail easily enough. This whole place could have been operated automatically. Robots are not automatic, mistress, any more than you are. Now let's try turning it on. See if it still works. And if it does, and it causes this chamber to collapse... Who would make a control panel like that? A mining operation reliant on explosive charges. If that happens, you can hopper us out. Assuming the rubble does not block the line of sight required. It's not going to happen. Ah, human optimism. I have never understood such an obvious evolutionary flaw. Very well, mistress. These two are great. Let me see. Yes, I comprehend. Oh, damn. It works! Holy crap, how the hell does that still work? The control requires me to stay in proximity to it, mistress. Otherwise it will reset. Why? Why would a robot need to guard a bridge control like that? It is not tiring, thankfully. This one's been broken open. The wiring's been ripped out. Why would someone do that? To make it work or to stop it from working? Let it go. Thank you, mistress. Oh, well, we got into the crate that I was wanting to get into when we dropped the cart on it, haven't I? So, that's something. Ooh, okay, that locks into place now. Oh, interesting. Guess we got a couple options here then. Ramps. You noticed? Of course I noticed. Ramps means robots. I think we established that. Did robots break into the ruined palace we visited before? Robots do not use hand tools, mistress, for the obvious reason. Any chance there are still some robots here? We could ask them what they were doing. There is every chance, mistress. I was buried on Iox for some considerable time, and it did not impair my functionality. Ooh, scribblings? Scribblings. Ah! Do not do something to the metal. More words I've not seen before. The metal mover? Metal move? Something metal move. Do not. Yeah, do not. Do not. Something to do with time. It's a verb involving time connected to stopping what was speculated to be a journey earlier, right? Stop is probably, I think, it's the only one of them that even fits into time. Yeah, it's stop. I like pondering things. Look, I know you want to just lunge for stuff. I like the pondering process. That's yeah. The spirals is time, but like the 6 with the dashes we were considering to be like a form of travel, right? That's the symbol I was pondering. Do not stop working. Don't stop working. Work forever. This actually might be right. Do not stop work. I think yeah. Metal moving is work. Do not stop work. Why would robots want motivational slogans if one could consider that to be particularly motivational? Ooh, look what we did, 6. Looks like a beetle. I hope we didn't smash whatever was inside. Too badly, anyway. There's an inscription just above the dust. Mistress. I know, 6. I know. Okay, I'm glad they didn't pull that one twice. Cool, cool. You are... blood of the nebula. We know all of these things. Convinced my translation of blood is correct. And nebula must be right too. So we know all of these words. Bing Pot. You are the blood of nebula. By the stars. That was a long one. No, it wasn't. That was really easy. That's the first thing we've had in, like, I think possibly ever that's just like, yes, this is all correct. It's good. You know this sentence. Here's something. What have we got? This is an iron oil burner engraved with a ship design. I would estimate it dates from ancient times. Oil burning. Glass is the sort they blow on Elbereth. No inscription on the base. I doubt it comes from Elbereth. That would be a bit weird. I guess this comes from the same site as the shard from a jar and the prow piece we found here earlier. It must have been common to move between these two places. This should help us locate it. Cool, 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 cool. More things. More stuff to trade for lizards. That's really the important part at the end of the day. The broken panel we saw, Mistress. Maybe it was broken to keep something in. Dun dun dun! You think there's a monster down here? There are no monsters, here or anywhere else. I await your alternative explanation, Mistress. Let's go find out. The walkway's clear now. All the way across. But there is a gap, Mistress. Too big to push a cart across. No good for a robot, either. Alley-oop! Just didn't even contemplate, like, talking to her. It was just like, I'm just going. Let's see you later.
Once, I'd found a hangar underground on Elbereth.
I hope these things were soundly built.
Made to house rows and rows of ships. A whole fleet of them.
Perfect.
This place could have swallowed that place without a burp.
Just don't look down, Elia. This isn't Elbereth. There's no tent canvas to catch you down there. Mistress, come back.
A narrow shelf of rock jutting from the chasm wall. Grey buildings watched me with empty eyes.
So one thing that's just crossed my mind is, like, I really want to now know how far you could get into the game if you keep 6 happy. Like, every time he's like, oh, that's too dangerous, don't go there, you're like, yeah, you're right, okay, I won't bother. No, it's alright, yeah, I wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable with what I'm doing here, no. Let's play it safe, let's just always listen to you, 6, and just keep you happy, and just be nice to him all the time. Like, how much could you actually accomplish by doing that? Every time I've found cool stuff, it's because I've completely ignored him and thrown myself into massive danger. He said as soon as he lost sight of me, he was going to hop her back. I'm now in a building. If I leave, there's not going to be a robot there anymore, is there? Cloth. Beds. People slept in here. But why would anyone live here? This place is terrible. Just to work? I suppose it was obvious there were people here. What would robots do with all this? They're the masters, after all. It's very well preserved. For all these eons. So I guess if there were people here, there have to be some manner of moisture, right? And moisture means no cloth, right? The only time we've found perfectly preserved cloth is on planets that are completely and utterly barren. These panels seem different. They've been sliced open. Like someone wanted to get at the wiring. It's got some writing. Let's see what else is. That's a new symbol. There was a new symbol. There's like an upside down Q. Has wins us one of these things isn't right. That's not right. Wins is not right. That's the one. Yep. Can I have my translation for has to the dictionary? Because the wins has popped up, like this, the glyph for wins has popped up in a few things at this stage. So that kind of jumped out at me there as like, that's probably not necessarily on its own. Right, that is a symbol for, oof. Eternity is a good word, but I feel like eternity would have the time symbol in it. Eternity, people, remember, harvest. People have failed us? Could it be? Eternity has failed us? It can't be eternity. Harvest? Harvest? Harvest has failed us. I don't know why I've like latched onto the failed, but something has something us. I don't feel like has closed us, has disappeared us. Particularly makes sense. Failed probably fits better. You've got the X in there, negative connotations. You got the glyph for wind, which is a touch weird. Your sense of change, I think, with that, because I'm still sticking to my theory that that implies change. Can't be temple, it is a verb. Wouldn't people have the person symbol? You are probably correct, yes. So it would have to be harvest, I suppose. Remember just doesn't fit the sentence at all. Eternity should have a time symbol. People should have a person symbol. Harvest probably would have weed in it. Yes, actually. You're true. So if we're... Well, I mean, if you eliminate all three of those options because they don't have the glyphs you expect them to have, then that only leaves a word that doesn't even fit the sentence. Remember has temple us. Remember has disappeared us. Remember has closed us. There's no context in which that works. I mean, and hasn't us are definitely correct, so nothing else to be changed there. Eternity seems like a weird one, but I mean, I don't know. Mostly, the context I'm coming from with the people symbol is, especially there's a sort of scratched in here. We're talking about the Steel Empire, which is when the world was, we've sort of guessed at, ruled by robots. And the people here seem not well looked after, potentially enslaved by the robots. did the people presumably must have created the robots and then become enslaved by the robots when the robots decided that the people had failed them? It's kind of where I'm coming from with that one. Harvest, maybe. It's like, oh, it's been a bad harvest. Why would you scratch that on a control panel? I don't know, but maybe. Eternity's like... well, that's deep. I'm not sure what it means, but it's very deep. Eternity has failed us. We had eternity and it failed us. I feel like people, just from the robots rebellion and people has failed us. I'll do for now. What we got? Let's see. If I get my hand in under here, I might get electrocuted. Oh, okay. Made it go. 6, do you want to come across? On my way, mistress. And if I twist here, I think that's going to hold. Cool. Let's connect this one up. Looking very flat. That should hold. Mistress, I feel stuck. Why are you stuck? How could you get stuck? It was a road. The walkway's in place, but I'm not. There is a little schnicket down here that caught my eye. I'm somewhat stuck here, mistress. I mean, figure that out in a sec. One sec. There's a... ooh! There's a temple-y thing going on here. We got the shrine. What is this place? Weird sort of underground building thing going on. Don't know whether it's unfinished or half collapsed. Like the ones in the Emperor's Secret Garden. Grave. Or a grave marker, anyway. This is a memorial to those that died. Hundreds of people. Symbols precisely cut into the stone. Such delicate work. You think harvest, noun, verb, possessive, food to harvest? Maybe. Maybe. Possibly. Anyway, looking at this, we got sleep in... We got the fire, we got peoples, we got fire, we got a verb of angry people. Oh, it's not angry, it's peace. A place, I don't know why the place would be there, but peace is probably makes sense. So the not verb person fire. It's a not verb person fire. It's peace, I think. Sleep in peace. Possessive of you. Or indeed me, in fact. Sorry, yeah, it's not you, is it? You would be two. It's person two. The second person, I suppose, as it were. Is it really that literal? Is it just like the first person and second person descriptions? So actually, would there be a symbol for person and 3 for they? Or he or she? Presumably you would need some sort of we're talking he or she, you'd need some sort of gender signifier, which is not something that we actually come across in the game yet, I don't think. I'm not, like, picked up on any specific words that denote anything, like, relating to either male or female particularly. That'll be Meyer. Sleep in peace, my friend. This is a memorial? Sorry, I'm reading chat and, like, failing to press buttons at the same time. Just, like, Eternity failed us, where based on the robotic bodies, is an interesting idea. People were promised eternity in a robotic body, but didn't expect slave labor. I mean, maybe. I thought the idea was that the robots rule the world at this point, though. There's no reason to build bricks in here. To build a wall over rock? But each brick is carved. Names. Marked in the Elberethian way. Hundreds of names. There must be 200 to 300 of them. The ones lower down are older. What is this place? Mass grave? Well, I mean, presumably they would have returned the bodies to the rivers, to the loop, right? And this is simply the memorial for them. It's good to be out of there. Right, I got this is a puzzly bit. I think, to some degree. What if I were to disconnect the first wiring but leave the second wiring in place? What would this achieve? Oh! Bye, 6. I'm sure he loved that. So that lets me get in there. But then I can't connect the wiring. Oh, but 6 can get across and then do the wiring. Okay. Fine. It is absolutely like midnight. Yeah, I was kind of aware of that. Please do not go off exploring again. You made it across? The walkways are most stable, mistress. Impressively engineered. I still believe we should hop her back, however. You always do. Yes, it is absolutely midnight. As much as I'm, like, right in the middle of a thing, it is unfortunately going to have to be time for me to call it there. Like, I hate leaving it sort of mid-exploring something like this. I'd much rather, like, get back to the ship and then wrap it up. But there's clearly a bunch more to see in this one. I'm going to be here for probably, like, at least another half hour, which is really too much for me to justify, unfortunately. I have literally just realized that the description of this video is Sea of Thieves. I haven't updated it to say Heaven's Vault. Whoops! That's a goof. I'll have to change that on the VOD. Yeah. Oh well. Speaking of Sea of Thieves, big update tomorrow, so I will be streaming that tomorrow. So in case anybody was looking for Sea of Thieves content, that'll be there tomorrow. Hopefully have some crewmates on board if anybody gets review copies of it. I'm hoping some of the folks I know will do. Failing that, I will scrounge my crew together from the folks in the Discord server who have copies of it and will want to play it with me. So that'll be fun too. And then I'll probably do more, honestly, I know I'm going, like, way overboard on streaming compared to what I normally do at the minute, but honestly, I just really, really want to play more of this game. Honestly, is really all I'm at. And the only way I can do that is by streaming it, which means I need to stream way more than I normally would. So, I may yet do more Heaven's Vault on Wednesday at this point. because that is the next day. I don't have anything particularly penciled in on my stream schedule. So possibly Heaven's Vault Wednesday. Hashtag Team Suicide, Tulkas content, Thursday. And then, you know what, I might do more Heaven's Vault on Friday or Saturday as well. So, yeah. I have no idea how much more of this game there is. It just seems to keep going. So much. This map just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we keep uncovering more and more bits to find. And every ruin has got, like, even when you've got a robot pestering you to get out of there because it's all done, it's never all done. It just keeps going. I feel like there's a lot of game here. A lot of game. But that's good. That's probably a good thing, I think. My only biggest trouble with it is finding unique titles for every stream to make them distinct. especially as I never know what's going to happen in it, so I can't pick an irrelevant and appropriate title. I just have to like find phrases and expressions that relate to language that kind of make some sort of sense for a title. That's rapidly becoming one of the most challenging bits about Heaven's Vault for me. If you have ideas for titles for Heaven's Vault streams, leave them in the Discord or something, please. I will readily accept them all. But I'm going to have to go now. It's gone midnight. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you with Sea of Thieves tomorrow and more Heaven's Vault on Wednesday. This has been fun, but I shall see thee then. Good night.